Um, right. So let's get started. So we're here today. Welcome everybody, and it's great to see so many people from all over the world. We always love that. My name's Karen Chang. I'm based in the
Hi.
UK, and
Maya is here from Toronto, Canada.
yay.
Well, it's cold. We just had our first snowfall of the year and it's
Oh,
wiped it.
really?
It's
Oh,
lovely.
we're not that cold, right? Let's get started then. So we're here to focus on AI prompting for project managers. Um, and we're part of a network of consultants, AI consultants, where we really try and we're passionate about helping individuals and businesses adopt, leverage, and become proficient in using AI. Because, as we all know, AI is basically moving at such a pace, it's affecting the way in which businesses run and the job market and what skill set is required from us now. You'll see from um, this image here. This is actually quite some time ago now, but one of the first posts that we saw from a recruiter. This guy Andrew Wilkinson runs a number of companies, and he was recruiting for a director of finance. And in his recruitment requirement, he needed somebody who was basically taking an AI first approach to his work. And that we're seeing now across the board. We're seeing that all over the place in terms of um, companies basically not recruiting unless you've got AI skills, valuing those that have got AI skills and AI proficiency above those that haven't. Because obviously, with AI, you're able to do so much more than without it.
Mhm.
And really, our theory is, don't be left behind. AI proficiency is becoming a prerequisite, is a prerequisite now, really, in the professional
Yes.
world, in the business world. Companies are demanding that skill set. And so it's important to start building it if you haven't already. I'm sure many of you have already. um, so this is really about our methodology is about learning through doing with AI, and we're going to give you an opportunity to do some hands-on AI prompting. We're going to share some prompts with you to really demonstrate to you what's possible. So where we are at the moment is, AI workflow being proficient and using AI workflows is becoming the one of the important skill sets that's needed in the workplace. We're moving into using AI agents and becoming more innovative with the use of AI. So technology is moving at such a pace, and the need to really master the use of AI beyond simple prompts is actually becoming really, really important. Um, we're as a rule now starting to value the expertise of people and their knowledge and their expertise less, because the vast majority of that knowledge is actually accessible to each and every one of us through AI, and therefore it isn't it doesn't command such a premium, it doesn't command those high salaries in the same way, because you have that knowledge at your fingertips. Um, and AI
I think
basically, sorry, Maya.
this is basically the LLMs have democratized what used to be expert niches. So now pretty much anyone with the right prompts can get as good results as formerly only an expert in that domain could get.
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, AI is going to help you to do your work faster and easier. So we all know. Um, so we're going to start by, as we said, we're going to have some hands-on sessions here. So, AI knows so much. It has this huge, vast knowledge bank, as we all know. I mean, it knows how to do your job. It knows what it needs, what you your job comprises of, and it knows how it can help you. And we're going to do a little exercise where we want you all to open up your AI LLM of choice. That might be ChatGPT, it might be Claude, Gemini, Copilot, um, whichever model you use. We've got a prompt for you, which we're going to share now. Maya, have you got the link? Are you going to share that in the?
Just dropped it in the chat.
Yeah. Okay. Um, what I'm going to do, whoops, what I'm going to do is show you exactly what we want you to do. This prompt, which Maya has just dropped in as a file in the chat, we literally want you to copy and paste that. Can you still see my screen, by the way? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. I literally want you to copy and paste all the text that's in that file and go over to, I'm just thinking you're probably not going to be able to see my screen because if I change into a different screen, can you see it? Can you see my screen
Um,
still?
I'm still seeing the old screen.
You're still seeing the old screen, okay.
Yeah, I'm still seeing your slideshow.
So I have to stop sharing. Okay, oh, hang on. No, I can just do this. All right, I'll go into my chat GPT. Okay. Right, can you see chat GPT now?
Yep.
Yeah? Okay, so you can see my screen. I've got a fresh chatbot window here, a fresh chat, and I'm literally going to copy and I'm going to I have copied and I'm going to paste that entire um document into the words in that document into this window here, and I'm pressing enter. And that will basically give that prompt to ChatGPT in this case, and it will come up with a productivity matrix, which basically lists out a lot of the deliverables that you have within your job. It needs to gather some information first, okay? And before I tell you the matrix to you, it needs a name and it needs a role. So I'm going to say here, obviously in this case, my name's Karen, and I'm a project delivery manager. Right, so that's all you will need to do, and then it will come out with a matrix which looks something like this. Okay, and depending on your role, you may not be a project delivery manager, you may be an integration manager or something completely different, linked within the project management space, I'm assuming. But this will basically give you a matrix of the key deliverables within your role. I want you to just stop there and not do anything more, but actually go through it, have a quick look through it, and tell us in the chat what you think of it. What do you think of the matrix it's come up with for you? Give us a one, just number one, if you're thinking actually it's pretty good. It's a first draft. It's not going to be perfect because everyone's job slightly varies here and there, even with the same job title. So it may not be exactly the deliverables that relate to your particular role, but it should be there or thereabouts. So pop in the chat a one if you feel that your result actually is something that is a fair representation of your.
Karen,
Right. So in the chat, how are we getting on? Did you copy that? You've got quite good for the instant. Yes, exactly. It happens instantly, doesn't it? Didn't create a table like mine. That's funny. Which LLM did you use? Did it come up with something that's of value to you? The table came up easily. Yep, very good, really cool. Yep. It is actually really interesting, isn't it? The AI within a moment knows about your job, knows what it can do to help you in your job and the deliverables that you need to share. Um, it knows so much, so it can help you a lot more probably than you realize. Oh, you'll do it with Claude. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, it's pretty a pretty good standard, isn't it, for a first stab?
Yeah,
Oh,
I think so.
yeah. Mark, that's interesting. Did you copy the whole prompt that you didn't get the table? Normally it goes straight into the table. Well, maybe try it again in a fresh chat window and see what you come up with. Um, okay, so we can see that, let me share my screen again, go back to the presentation. Oh my, as your host, I can't share my screen.
I just allowed you to, I think.
Okay, there you go.
I can
Right, yeah,
give you
that's
back
fine.
host control as well.
That's great. Okay. All right, let me just share my whole screen, then I can get back to it. Okay. Right. Can you see my presentation again?
Yeah.
I'm on the matrix. Okay, so you will have had a matrix similar to this. Um, and I hope, Mark, you managed to get yours
Yes.
working. It should come up with a matrix for each on all of the LLMs. It's fairly generic. And we just use this prompt. Okay, this prompt gives it the structure, it gives it the format that we're looking for, and asks it specifically what we're looking for. So what I'd like to share with you is a little bit about prompting, because the way in which we ask for the information from the AI models is really, really important. And the prompt framework that I like to use incorporates what, who, why, and how. And I think if we look at it and think of it in this way, then we make sure we cover off all bases. So when you're communicating with AI, the more information you can give it, the better response it's going to give you. And just like, a member of staff, if you've got a team member, the more that information they have about the project, about the organization, about the objectives, about what is available and what's not, um, actually makes a big difference to how much and how good a job they're going to give you. And with AI, it's really important to refine and reiterate. That first stab of a productivity matrix for you was pretty good, probably. But actually, if we refined it a little bit more, maybe been a bit more specific about the type of organization that you work for, about the size of the projects, about your specific role, actually, you could refine and reiterate and get a far more accurate matrix just for you. So the more specific you are, the better. Um, so to master prompting, it's about being specific. And that's across the board. And also just to use AI as your expert in most things, in fact, because if you ask it about something, ask it how to do something, ask it, how to improve on something, then it will be able to do that for you. You simply have to ask. And yes, be patient. It sometimes it's not perfect. It's not the result that you want necessarily. And that's more than often likely to be the case because you haven't given it enough information, enough context, maybe enough in an example of what kind of format you want. And there's some information missing in the way in which you have asked for the output. But regardless of that, as you saw with that table that it generates something for you in a flash, in a moment. It saves time and gives you probably a better result than not using AI. And we're going to see that in a minute with another prompt that we're going to share with you. Um, so to get the best out of AI, you need to use some form of prompting framework, which ensures that you actually have all the right information that the AI model needs to give you the best result. And that is the what, who, why, and how. What role are you asking the AI model to take on for you? It has a wealth of knowledge, and it doesn't know which which kind of level of expertise and which expert knowledge you actually want from it until you tell it. So if you want it to take on a certain role, then you need to say so. You need to be very specific with your task. Um, say who it's for, what the target audience is if you're asking it to generate content, the purpose, the reason you're actually requiring this information, and a load around the context in the background. As much as you give it, the more accurate and the more detailed and specific your response will be. And that is the what, who, why, and how. So what, who, why, and the how is actually the criteria. So in the prompt that we just used now, we gave an example of the format we wanted it to use, the table, the structure of the table, and what to do, what not to do, and had a reference example. Now, I don't know why yours isn't up. I hope, Mark, that you may manage to get yours working. But this is really important to get the best output. Make sure that you are as specific as you can be, as detailed as you can be, and you'll find that the results that you get are really, really powerful. You will probably have to refine and reiterate, tweak your prompt a little bit, make it if perhaps the AI has not quite understood what you've said, or has omitted certain information, or you omitted certain information at the beginning, then you just refine that prompt, reiterate it, and get a better response. And because it happens so quickly, it's still a massive time saving, even though you have to reiterate it a few times. Myra, is there
Yeah.
anything you want to add to that?
Not really, just literally keep trying. And even if you have to reiterate 10 times to get your ideal output, it's still going to be a heck of a lot faster than if you started, if you did it from scratch yourself without AI.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why employers are actually looking to their employees now to use AI, because obviously you can do so much more because you can do things so quickly. And anything from 3 to 10 times more productive. Um, those people that are using AI tend to have that leverage and that opportunity to multiply their performance significantly. Um, and yes, if you are, you're prompting, if you want to improve it, if you want to improve your prompt, how could you improve it? Just ask AI. Ask AI whatever it is you're looking for. If you ask AI, if it's something in its knowledge bank, in other words, anything that we hold here in our head, AI probably has the answer for you. Okay, so I mentioned that of clearly using AI, one can be far more productive, and that would improve your performance. And that is really why it's really important now for us um, to jump on this without delay, really, because it's moving at such a pace. Yeah. Um, right. Next. Sorry. Can you next? Right. So it's important to become an expert or proficient using and potentially creating or tweaking AI workflows to get the best result for you. But the thing is that with AI, a lot of people are running scared of AI. And really, it's not about a matter of, is AI going to take over from you? AI at some point in the future, maybe. Yes, it's going to take on a lot more of the workforce than it is currently. But right now, your competition isn't AI, your competition is others in similar roles to you who are using AI. Okay. The competition isn't AI itself, it's actually people who have AI proficiency. And that's why it's so important now to become that person that is kind of potentially the in demand skill set. And that is really you plus AI. Okay. You plus AI is the skill set and the in-demand essential requirements for a significant number of jobs today. Because with AI, your knowledge and what AI can bring to the table will help you become more productive, increase your performance, and also your market value. So it's really, really, really a powerful combination, you and AI. And that's what we want to help you with today. So we've used a fairly straightforward prompt really for creating this productivity matrix for you. And looking at the chat, most people have found it to be fairly helpful and fairly spot on. It's not perfect, but it's pretty good and very, very quick. Well, actually, we can drill down even further. We can actually say, okay, as a project manager, there's lots and lots of different things that you are responsible for. And one of them is a project work breakdown structure needed for all projects. And I'm imagining that all of you are pretty familiar with this, and it can be a very time consuming process to build this out. Well, we would like to give you an example of how it could be so much quicker. Now, just as we've done with that productivity matrix, we'd like to share another prompt with you. This time it's a longer prompt. It's a workflow prompt, which will actually, whoopsie, right, which will actually take you through a number of steps to achieve a work breakdown structure for your project. Maya, can you share the link, please? Are you there? Maya? Hello? She's muted. Okay, Maya, I can't hear you. That's great. Thank you. Okay, right. So I am just as we did before. I'm going to copy and paste all the text. Now you've got the text in the document that Maya has literally just sent to you through the chat. Okay, hang on. I just need to. So, all right, I'm going to stop sharing for a second. I'm going to copy this and literally copy and paste it and follow the instructions. Right. Okay, Maya. All right. Okay. Are you back?
I think I'm back.
Sorry about that, guys.
I forgot about that. Every time I mute myself, because we have everybody muted, it's just one of those lovely little segues. Yep.
Right,
Anyway,
okay.
back to
That's fine. Where's
prompting
my chat
the
GPT?
work breakdown structure.
Yes, exactly. So you've just shared that, haven't you?
Mhm.
In the screen. Okay, so you've got another document, and in that document you will have again a whole load of text, which we'd like you just to copy and paste directly into underneath that work breakdown structure. We go straight into the chat box, chat
Underneath the matrix. Yeah.
underneath the matrix, and I've literally pressed Control V. Again, all of those the text in that document comes into the prompt, and I'm gonna press Enter, and off it goes. So it's got a complete workflow here, which will actually guide me through the whole process of creating and building out that work breakdown structure. Um, it says here an enterprise project, but actually it's relevant. It works for
What
absolutely
happened?
everything. So to start off with, it's asking for um, a bit of
Give me a
information.
second, folks.
So
We've
in order for
lost
it to
Karen's
have that,
audio.
sorry, Maya?
I thought we lost your audio. I couldn't hear you for a while. But
Oh,
that's apparently my internet connection again. Sorry.
that's the first. Normally it's mine. um, okay, so the prompt is going to guide us and take us through the whole process of building out a work breakdown structure. And you know, of course, this kind of prompt does take time because it's quite a lengthy workflow prompt, but it doesn't take nearly as much time as it would for you to create the work breakdown structure yourself without the help of AI. So you and AI, remember, makes you far more productive, and so you're performing at a much higher level. So this prompt is going to take me through, it's going to ask some questions. Okay, so it's asking for a brief description of my project, the main objectives, deliverables, key success criteria, and any constraints or limitations. So that it can come up with as much information. So I'll just go in, and now I want you to be doing this yourself. So I want you to have copied and pasted that prompt into your LLM, be it ChatGPT or Gemini or Copilot.
Hello, folks. Yes, you're copying from step one. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do exactly what Karen was doing. Just copy everything in this prompt. Command A, Command C. I'm on a Mac, so I'm all Command, not Control. And here we go. You are a project management expert, and your job is literally to write me a work breakdown structure. Yeah. Step one, it's literally going to walk us through. It asks us a question, we give it an answer. So I need a brief description of the project, what it is. I'm creating I'm doing a massive website restructure, rebuild for a major client. We need to have this done in 3 months with 6-week sprints. It has to go live in parallel with the existing websites so they can iron out any issues. I'm not even putting numbers, as you can see. I'm just going ahead and typing in whatever I want.
So please
But
go ahead, everybody, just fill it in for your project, what's relevant for you, so that you can get some value out of this. Maya's demonstrating, but you'll really get the most value by doing it. Remember, learning by doing.
right. And since I'm not actually building out this project, I'm just going to say yes every time it says, did I get that right? But if your responses are not quite exactly capturing what you want, then feel free to refine and then go to step two.
Right. So, Shabir, you've mentioned not to give out any specific project information. As you should know, everything that goes into the AI models, unless you're behind some kind of or you're on a private server or something along those lines, your that information goes into the model. So you want to be very careful about what information you put into that model. Sorry. Um,
If you're doing anything that's proprietary, do not put it into a shared version like, like the common ChatGPT. I would say use a Teams version of ChatGPT or use Copilot or one of the others where they're guaranteeing you privacy.
yes, but in this instance, don't put any specific project information into this example. We're here to show you how AI can be used, how these AI workflows can save you time. And so, you can use project related information, but don't make it specific, so that the model is not going to take anything that's sensitive for you.
I used to be a geek, hence I'm going to give them fairly detailed descriptions. Yeah. And yes, like Karen was saying, and like someone else dropped in the chat earlier, the more detail you give it, the more likely your result is going to be useful to you.
Yeah.
But again, be aware that, you know, okay, these LLMs have been trained on every book under the planet almost. So copyright issues, they totally ignored them. I suspect they are going to do the same in terms of GDPR. If you're concerned about GDPR, ask yourself whether you should be running a private LLM on your own servers.
Yeah. But in this instance, I wouldn't put any specific project information in, like, no names or, so it can be identifiable. The purpose of this exercise is really to give you an idea of what is possible.
I think we're contradicting ourselves there, though, Karen, because we just said the more realistic information you give, the better the
But
responses are.
that's very true. No, that is true. But in this exercise, if there's an issue and you're not on a private server, then to take part in this exercise, you know, give it what you can, but don't give it anything
You
that's going to
use
compromise you.
what's publicly shared from your company, right? If you've got a top secret client, don't talk about that project. If you are, for example, doing your own something internal top secret, again, don't use that project. I'm sorry.
You can give it information. You just don't have to give it company information. So
Thank you.
you're
Kitchen
running if you're
remodeling.
running a project, you can talk about what you're doing, but as long as they don't
Yes.
know who's doing it, and it's all of that kind of stuff, who you're doing it for, they don't know the numbers, they don't know the sensitive information, then it can deliver a reasonable result. In this case, you're doing
I
so.
like the kitchen remodeling project.
Yeah,
Yes, this works
lovely.
just as well for that. Hey, it works. No laughing at them. They're absolutely right. Okay, any subtasks or
Right.
phases we have in mind?
Right. So Katia said that she's answered the questions, the output's really helpful. Good. How many steps are there, Petra? I can't remember how many steps are actually on this particular workflow, but there are quite a few, and it does take a little bit of time. So I'm not expecting you guys to completely complete this exercise in this session right now, because
I
you're not
think
going to
there's
get as much
6 steps
value
here.
out of the session. You've got the workflow prompt now. That's extremely valuable. You can go away and run through it in your own time, so that you can actually give it the time that it needs to get the best result from it.
I like what Mark is doing. He told Olama to just make up fictitious info, and it's working just fine.
Exactly. Yes.
And there are
Yes.
6 steps for whoever was asking that question.
Yeah. Exactly. So the idea here is really to give you the you know, explain to you and open your eyes almost in terms of what's possible when it comes down to prompting with AI. Because most people, when they're prompting with AI, they're actually asking for individual discrete tasks, and they're not actually running through a whole flow of activity to really, really, really ramp up and increase your productivity. And that's what we're doing here. Because typically, you know, tell me in the chat, how long does it typically take you to complete a work breakdown structure for your projects? Is it an hour, 2 hours?
Oh, when I
Two
was,
days, two
oh,
weeks?
let me see. I was handling 3 projects, 4 projects at a time. And I would typically have one project coming up almost every other week in one of the 4 um, clients I was handling. So yeah, and it was several hours per project to create that work breakdown
Exactly.
structure.
That's
At
right.
least most of a day. By the time you talk
Yes.
to all the stakeholders, you get, all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I is saying here days to weeks, depending on, availability
Yeah,
of information, complexity.
absolutely.
Exactly. Um,
And yes, you can ask ChatGPT for a CSV that you can put into a Gantt chart. Yep.
yeah,
I like the
exactly.
autocorrupt that makes it a giant chart. Yes.
So you can see working through this flow, you can get some answers very, very quickly. And you can start to develop your work breakdown structure in a tiny fraction of the time that it would take you typically.
Do you want the screen back, Karen?
Um, sure. So, what does everyone think about this particular work? Actually, do I want the screen? Yes, I do. That's fine.
I'll give it back to you. But in the
Okay.
meantime, I also want to ask how much time would this save you? I mean, on just this current project, like what you just did, if you had done that manually, how much time would it have taken you? I know someone said days to weeks, but Inyasi said, to me, it's counterintuitive how the chat text boxes are so limited to do good editing and provide adequate and better context when the detail and completeness of prompting is so relevant. You can put files and images, but referring to them is complex. Listing and formatting text to provide more references is complex. It is, but it's still going to be a lot quicker and more complete. Um, Not more complete, just a lot quicker and I guess more cohesive, again, depending on how much information you're able to feed it.
I think that's the thing now. We're all so used to, um, instant responses and to be able to do everything just like that, the click of a button. And actually, AI does allow you to do that typically, and is so much faster than if you were to do it yourself.
Oh, I like that. We've got him doing prompts in markdown files and then just pasting them straight into the chat box. Like it.
Yeah, perfect.
And
Right.
yes,
Let me
Brad,
just.
you're absolutely right. The biggest time saving value is definitely just getting started. And this takes away that whole blank page, mental block.
Yeah, it gives you an amazing start.
Yeah.
It's not going to be perfect, but
I like what Mark is saying, though. I can see turning this into an agent, he says, if I provide enough info. It's a good back and forth.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. That's exactly right. There's so much you can do with this. Okay. Um, right, let's just move on. So what we're going to do here is, oh, Maya, do you want to talk about the turkey, seeing as you're from North America?
And turkey season's right around the corner. Okay. Anyone who's in North America, you already know, for most of the year, a turkey is born. Okay, not born, it cracks its way out of the shell. It looks around, it has a pretty good life. It gets fed every day, it has companions to play with. And basically, no one expects it to do anything other than just live and get bigger and happier. And this is what it thinks its life is going to be: happiness every day, food on tap, friends. And when it's time to go to bed, go to bed. Until, unfortunately, that final week of November. Yes, exactly, Shabir. Until it's Thanksgiving, and suddenly the world is very different. And if you've been looking around, the world is right now very different for a lot of people
Mm,
because there's, a lot of companies are literally saying that they are going AI first. There have been a lot of layoffs. I suspect there will be more. I also suspect a lot of companies are simply taking advantage of the word AI to do some cost cutting. We won't know until all of this is over. But bottom line is the idea of don't be a turkey was be aware of what's happening around you. And like Karen said earlier, the risk to your job is not from AI. The risk to your job is somebody else using AI better than you use it. So your one goal for right now, it is literally to get as good with AI as you can.
Yeah, use it so that you've got the benefit of having the toolkit in your back
So that
pocket, being
so
more
that you can
productive.
show off to your boss that, hey,
Exactly.
look, I can get things done so much faster.
Yeah. So your market value shoots up through the roof when you've got the ability to use AI on this kind
And
of level.
actually, one of our mentors was saying, there's going to be AI millionaires and billionaires pretty darn soon. Like, not just people starting AI companies, but people whose consulting value itself will be that high
Yeah.
because of how much they can get AI to do.
Yeah.
And we're back to Andrew Wilkinson.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, it comes back to the fact that the future belongs to those people that have AI proficiency, can use AI workflows, can create agents, can really, you know, benefit their employers, their business, and themselves with the added value that they provide using AI. So again, the U plus AI gives you potentially 10 times your outcomes, making you 10 times more
Mhm.
productive. Your performance levels are like through the roof and your market value goes up. So it's a win-win-win for you and your employer, the business. It's a win-win-win for everybody when they have the benefit of AI in their back pocket. And unfortunately, if you don't, then it's yeah, you're not really equipped to win the race.
You're going to be in a precarious position, so
Mm,
get very familiar with AI.
yeah. So really, the options, you have three options, and we all do because it's changing the world in every capacity, really. And it's going to affect everyone in everyone's role in some shape or form. You can either do nothing, which we don't recommend at all, or do it yourself in terms of learn. There's a lot of resources out there to learn what you need to learn to become AI proficient, or have it done for you. And if you're happy with us kind of continuing, we've actually we've show you how you can become the workflow experts and have workflows in your back pocket. I don't know what's happening here. What's happening here? Yeah, we've done it for you. We have actually put together just in the workflow. The worst decision to make at this point is no decision at all. So right, Mark, you're so right. Yes,
Well,
because
no
standing
decision,
still, you're
no
actually
decision.
back.
Sorry.
Sorry, Maya, go ahead.
I was saying no decision is a decision. It's a decision to get left behind.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Another superpower of AI is that you can ask to assess your outputs, outcomes.
Yes.
Yes, exactly. That's what I said before. Ask AI. AI has this knowledge bank. It has, if you, as long as you're asking in the right way and you give it enough of all the what, who, why, and how, it will give you the best result it can. Um, and what we've done, because you can see that workflow for work breakdown structures will, going through it, save you a huge amount of time um, and give you a huge leg up. And it's a massive, like, something to put in your toolkit, your AI toolkit. But what we've done is we've created a total of 208 AI workflow prompts, not workflow prompts like the one you've just had for the WBS. So they're prompts which take you through and guide you through the whole process across the whole range of responsibilities and deliverables that you have as a project manager. Um, and to basically increase your performance, your productivity, your market value, and help you along the way so that you've got a toolkit that you can literally pick up and use today. Um,
And Aniket is saying, just be aware of hallucinations.
yes.
Have you used Copilot to capture meeting notes? It does a good job, but sometimes it does hallucinate. Well, I like to think of these LLMs as little kids. You know, if you've got a little kid, it always wants to please you. So it'll happily grin at you, tell you a lie to your face because it thinks that's what you want to hear. Um, and you can tell I don't have kids. I just called a kid an it. But yes, it's basically trying to make you happy, right? So that's literally it.
Yeah.
It's your job to make sure you double check, just don't don't
Don't
don't
take it
use
literally
AI for a
without,
field that you don't know very well,
yeah. And
because you
that's
will not be
exactly,
able to double check.
but that's exactly why AI is not your competition because it can't exist in isolation at the moment. To do your job, it needs you to validate and check and make sure that it's not hallucinating, that it is coming up with things on point. And that's why you plus AI is actually the formidable team right now.
Yeah.
Um, so we've created a shortcut for you um, with a huge knowledge bank of prompts specifically for project managers. They'll cover everything from project integration management, scope management, schedule management, cost management, quality management, resource management, communication management, risk management, procurement management, and stakeholder management. Um, they cover deliverables and KPIs across all these different areas for implementing. Um, and the value to you is that you can get the results you can get the results fast, quickly, saving you time, increasing your value and your AI proficiency. Maya, is there anything else you want to say about these prompts?
No, no, no. I think basically we've covered pretty much all aspects of that PMBOK and of actually using AI in your day to day.
Yeah,
So that's what those three are: the KPIs, the deliverables, and then that entire book of knowledge. Well, not the book of knowledge, but prompts based on that.
yeah, exactly. um, and more. So there's the PMBOK, and then there's also deliverables and KPI workflows as well. So it does cover the whole area. um, Now, the value of these, okay, so we've, Maya, did you want to
Oh,
talk
sorry,
about
I
this?
stuck these two in. When we first started presenting this workshop, there were two sections of that project management body of knowledge that we hadn't created the prompts for. That was the procurement management, management, and the stakeholder management. And the procurement management for me was always a big one because, this is where you get your vendors, you've got to communicate with them, you've got to have contracts with them, you've got to make sure they're living up to those contracts, that, everything's getting delivered on time. And you need to close it out at the end of this thing. So all of that work has to be done. And again, all of that is a whole bunch of tasks that you need to keep on top of. Same thing for stakeholder management. You've got to keep everyone happy. You've got to keep the right people informed about the right things, talk about risk mitigation, all of that. And for that, Karen, next slide. So I've just gone through and created all those workflow prompts for each of these. As you can see, this one's the procurement management. There's eight big workflow prompts in that. And then Karen, the next one is the stakeholder management, which also has eight. And that's, pretty straightforward, but again, saves you time just because it's all in there in a workflow prompt. Okay, go
Yeah.
on. Back to
Um,
you.
I wanted to actually show you the, let me just show you the actual, just share my screen, a different screen, if I can find it.
I really
Um,
like that lamp on top of Karen's head.
Sorry?
I like the lamp on top of your head.
Sorry. I'm using my phone for the visuals.
Yeah.
Right, let me share my screen and I'll find it for you. Right, okay, you can see my screen right now, yeah?
Hmm.
Um,
I'm seeing project
come out
stakeholder
of that.
management.
Yeah, but I want to come out of that. Hang on. Why can't I?
I think you need to share your whole desktop, and then you can.
No, but oh, hang on. There you go. Can you see my screen now still?
Yes, but
Okay,
I'm still
great.
seeing that. Okay, now I'm seeing your whole desktop. Never mind.
Right, okay. Let me just
There we
I
go.
think it's in here. Yeah. Okay. So this is actually the project the PM Knowledge Academy. It has it has all of these different areas in it, and these are the prompts. So you've got project integration management. Okay, so project integration management under here, you've got these different prompts. So you've got a whole prompt. Hang on a second. Hopefully, so I'm sharing my screen. It's going a bit slow. Okay, so project integration management, there's a big prompt here to develop the roadmap. Okay, again, a multi-stepped process that it will go through. And this is just one of the prompts. So for each of these sections, which you'll show in a second, each of these under project integration management, there are 8 workflow prompts, extensive workflow prompts similar to the one you've just seen, similar to the work breakdown structure that you've just used. So there's integration management, there's scope management. You've got all of these different prompts here. There is schedule management. Again, you've got the work breakdown structure here, but all the rest of these prompts are very similar. Cost management, quality management, resource management, communications management, risk management, procurement management, as Maya said, and stakeholder management. So all of those areas that are important in your role, we have got 8 kind of quite complex, in many cases, AI workflow prompts to help you. And what we're want to share with you is actually that we've got not just this, but actually it's even more than that.
Hmm.
Hang on, sorry, this is my back end, so um, you'll see it. Okay, so we've got the Project Management Academy. We've also got the KPIs and the deliverables. So in each of these, we've got again another 8 extensive workflow prompts for you on each of these different areas. This is the KPI prompt pack. So, to reduce project delays, optimize schedule management, clarify project milestones, adhere to budgets, decrease overruns. It just goes on. Stakeholder satisfaction, increase feedback frequency, risk mitigation, prioritize high impact risks, team productivity. All of these different areas that are important to you, they're extensive workflow prompts all already done for you. And that's and then there's the same for deliverables as well. So it's quite extensive. I just wanted to show you that because the breadth of this is quite phenomenal, really, for any project manager. Imagine the amount of time that you will potentially save just with running a few of these. So that's quite extensive, right? So let me go back. So can you see my screen now?
Yep.
You can see the presentation?
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, the outcome of using AI, using it this way or another way, is going to save you time, increase your value, improve your performance, and your level of AI proficiency, giving you a huge leg up in terms of your career and your value in the market. Now, all of those prompts, just one of those prompts is going to save you hours, but you've got 208 of those prompts for every aspect of your role as project managers. and we would usually charge $497 for those prompts. But today we've got a special offer, $247, which is just over $1 per prompt, which, these prompts aren't tiny. Maya,
They're
did you want to
not
say
tiny.
anything more about that?
I was going to say, that it's not just a question of $1 per prompt or a little bit over a dollar. The idea is how much time is it saving you, right?
Hmm.
And I don't think any of us is working for a dollar an hour. So if this is saving you at least an hour, if each of these prompts saves you at least an hour, or overall it saves you more than 200 hours, which I hope it will do. I'm pretty sure it will do, then it's totally worth it. The other point is this prompt pack is not just for you, right? You could share it with your colleagues. You can show it off to your boss. Um, Basically, if you've got a PMO, everybody in your office should be using these prompts or something like this.
Yeah, exactly. Maya, do you want to put the link in the chat?
I'd like to.
So if you're interested and you would like to take advantage of these prompt packs, then it's a very limited offer because the price is typically $497. And we are today, because we've literally just far beyond our time frame originally, our original set time frame, but we've Maya's just completed those other prompts for you in the stakeholder management and the procurement management. So we thought give us the pre-launch offer, which takes the price significantly down from 999 to 247, which if you realize the amount of time it will save you, it's really worthwhile. Do you put the prompt in the thing in the chat?
Yep,
Yeah. Okay.
I did, and I'll put it in again. There we go.
Okay.
Can't pin it, can I? Nope, cannot pin it.
Did you want to say anything else on this, Maya?
Nope, that's just it. Buy it.
So,
Basically, it'll save you hours and hours. And that's the whole thing. For me, like I said, it would take me 3 to 4 hours just for that work breakdown structure for one project. And I was doing it over and over. So what could you do possibly with, if you save 2 weeks over the year, what's that worth to you? I think it's worth probably a lot more.
yeah, exactly. Um,
They are very much, in fact, the two prompts we just did, Mark, are from this prompt pack.
yeah, exactly. Not the two, actually, just the work breakdown structure.
Oh, true. The other one. Well,
Yeah,
no.
the other basically these are the prompts for all the different things that
Yeah.
you typically need
I think it
AI
was
to
Mark
help
who
you with.
was saying that he just wanted to get similar prompts for all those deliverables that the productivity matrix showed.
Yep.
So
Well,
that's
yeah,
what this
that's
prompt pack is.
and more probably.
And more. Because that
Yeah.
was just 64, right? 8 by 8 matrix. Yeah.
Yep. Exactly. So yeah, the value in terms of time savings, in terms of productivity, performance, and your credibility in kind of leveraging AI is is huge.
Yep. And don't forget, this ought to be a business expense for you if you're in business. If you're an employee, tell your boss to buy it for you. Honestly.
Yes.
Yes, it
And then
can. Just when you're describing your role, tell them that you're an agile project manager. And it will
yes,
it will talk in terms of scrums and, things like that.
exactly. Any other questions or that you have for
Questions,
us? Has this
concerns?
been helpful? Has the whole session been helpful? I know we've given you two prompts, particularly the work breakdown structure prompt is within this pack, as we said, but it is only one of the
Oh, thank you.
208.
Whoever's clapped.
But hopefully that's been really valuable for you, and you can go away and you've got that prompt now, so you can go away and use it and give it the time that it needs to get a good result.
And even if you don't wind up buying the prompt pack, I would say at least use that work breakdown structure because it will Save you so much time. Yeah. Um, I'm going off the script now and definitely not what Karen had expected. If you guys like this kind of in-depth using AI, we've got a really um, rare treat for you guys. If you want to sign up for the November 20th one, the Zenith Mind, if you thought this workflow prompt blew you away, you should totally try the other one. Zenith Mind is amazing. I just went through that program myself, and oh my gosh, it seems a bit hypey to say changed my life, but yeah, changed my life. You've heard of Rich Schefren, I think, I hope. Some of you would have heard of him. He's considered like the grandfather of marketing these days. He's the guy who invented VSLs, who invented the whole online coaching stuff. He just thinks bigger and broader than a lot of people do. And then once he makes it obvious, it's like everybody says, oh, yeah, of course I should be doing that. Anyway, he's created this program. He's also a biohacker and he's always experimenting with his body. And then once AI popped up, he was like, okay, now I want to experiment with my mind. He captures everything. And now you want to link to the Zenith Mind event. Hang on. Was I smart enough to do that? Of course not. Karen, can you grab that link and put it in there? So that's on November 20th at 4 p.m. Eastern.
I'm showing on my screen at the moment.
Oh, never mind. I've got it. I'm just going to give everyone the Zoom link. So go right ahead and sign up there. But yeah, any chance you get to listen to Rich, go listen because he's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's, there's so many ways in which you can leverage AI right now. And this prompt pack that we've put together for you, yes, you could go into the process of doing this for yourself, but you've got 208
Already
very
done for
effective,
you.
extensive workflow prompts done for you specifically for your project management success. Just to do one of those is going to take you, an extensive amount of time to make sure it's refined and checked and does the job for you. But here you have 208 of those. So for little over $1 per prompt, it's actually a huge time saver.
It's not just a time saver, it's basically a career
Yeah.
insurer. Insurance,
Yeah.
basically. See what I
I
mean?
put the
Yeah.
link again in the chat. If you
Yeah. And use that
do
code. You
use
might
that
as well get
coupon
it.
code, it's not going to be available for much longer at this price.
Yeah.
So if you want it,
I
then
would say get
grab
it
it
before
now.
the end of this weekend because I don't think I would keep it up much longer than that.
No,
Go
no,
talk to your boss tomorrow.
we'll just grab it tonight.
Yeah, and
um,
then make them reimburse you. That I
yeah.
like that.
Any questions? Any questions, guys? Has this been helpful for you? And what's your takeaway?
Some of us are in between jobs. Yeah, understood.
And in between jobs, now's the time really to upskill. If you're looking
Absolutely.
for a job, you need to have AI behind you. Right, we'll be sharing a recording of this. And in actual fact, as we are live streaming, um, it's actually on YouTube, isn't it, Maya?
Yeah.
So that recording will be up for a little bit. But we will be sharing the actual recording from Zoom after this call when it becomes available. And that offer for the prompt packs will be available for a little while. The most serious prompts you've
Well,
seen
until the
today,
end of the
and that's cool. Well, if you want another 207 of them,
most serious
they're
prompt
all
you've
available.
seen to date. Yes. Yeah.
That's cool. Um, what is the biggest takeaway from today's session?
How my company data is secure if I'm prompting in GPTs. That's a long conversation. Um,
Yeah, reach out to us separately. Um, I mean, unless you're on a private server or you're using for specific accounts, then you need to
I
be
think
aware of your,
Taz has the right answer. Talk to your security folks. Yeah.
yeah,
I'm going to say though, Rich, I was listening to another call with him the other day, and he says, bottom line is if you think that you've got privacy anywhere, you don't, right? Because you've got like just put a content blocker on your website, on your browser, and you'll see how many things we're trying to track you. It's not just Facebook and Google. There's bunches and bunches of trackers being pinged and being put on every website that you have no idea about who's got all that information.
yeah,
And someone just said you can go in private mode. You can, but remember that court case that OpenAI basically was told that they have to keep all conversations pretty much forever. So you're in incognito mode. They can't tell who you are, but they know what you said. So if you're planning a murder, do not discuss it on ChatGPT or any of the other AIs. And of course, prior to that, don't plan a murder. It's not a good thing to do.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
look, I made Karen go speechless. She's like, what? Where did that come
Eh?
from?
No, no, no. Um,
I've used Magi. I love Magi because that's built from the ground up to be secure. They don't send anything back. They use only the APIs. So, if you're done with the conversation, it's gone. Poof. You erase it and it's not accessible anymore. But,
yeah.
really the best thing, run your own LLM if you're worried about security.
Mm. So, thank you for your feedback, guys. Sounds like there's been some value here. So yes, the prompts are extensive, and but it's amazing what you can get out of AI when you ask it in the right way. Um,
Yeah.
Thanks, Taz. Appreciate that. And
And
Katya and
building one of these prompts, by the way, is I would say non-trivial. Because remember Karen saying about how you can refine a prompt? That's basically what you've got to do, right? Even wherever you start with the beginning of that work breakdown structure and you slowly build it up and go, okay, and I need that, and I need that, and I need that. So yeah, exactly.
that's right. Yep, it's a huge time saver and a credibility hike as well.
Yes. I love being able to say, how quickly do you need that? Yep, got it done.
Yeah. But also it frees you up to do a
Yes.
lot of the other things that probably are on the to-do list and very rarely get done, or
Le-
dealing with the
Oh,
people issues, the things that
just
AI can't help you
exactly.
with so much, because those are equally as important. And often we
Yes.
get buried in those deliverables that we need to create,
Yep.
and we know that there's so many other things that we need to be doing. This really gives you the opportunity to do all those other things that you know are equally important. um,
When I was getting my PMP training, I think the instructor told us 90% of our job is communication. Um, Given how much just busy work there was in the PM job as an employee, I did not get to spend 90% of my time communicating. I wanted to because it's always like, you've got so many people to keep informed, so many questions to answer. You've got to keep your team on uh, good terms with each other, sort everything out. Yeah, lots of fun.
yeah.
This using these GPTs and other GPTs will certainly help you free up some time for all of that. And half of that is, you know what,
Yeah.
it is therapy, but that's the job. That's the role of the PM. I was going to say the other 90% of the time that you save is going to be your boss telling you, oh, since you did that one so fast, would you like to take on this other project?
Well, then you can say, actually, what is my worth now then?
Yeah, yeah. If your boss starts doing that, document it. Because then next time you go talk to them about a raise, you can say, look, these are the X number of projects I've completed. This is how fast they were done. This is how accurately they were done. Did they come in on budget? I think I've earned a raise.
Yeah, exactly. If you're doing the job of 10 people, or let's say if you're doing the job of 4 people, which when you're actually really leveraging AI well, you will be, then
Yeah.
hmm, maybe you deserve a little bit more.
Yep. All right, folks, we're coming up to the 90-minute mark.
Um,
Any
let's
last minute
ask
questions?
about do we have UX design prompts? Shabir shared Canva. Yeah, he's shut Canva. We don't have UX design prompts right now, so um, that's not something on our radar at the moment, is it, Maya?
No, but you can join us for our other training, the AI proficiency training, where we teach you how to make prompts. And then yeah, you can make prompts for whatever you want,
Yeah,
even for building cabinets.
yeah, yeah. I said that's why you don't tell your boss that you're done too soon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
No
I
more questions? All right, going once.
going twice.
All right. Thanks, Katya.
Thanks, guys, for coming. Do we have a link for the training? All right, we'll get that out.
Oh,
We'll send that out
with the replay.
with the replay. Yeah, with the link to the replay. If you're interested, that'd be great. Um, if you've got
Yeah.
no more questions right now, then we'll close this off and hope to see you on the inside, as it were. But if you have any questions, do connect with us on LinkedIn and or email, and we'll do our best to answer you and help you where we can. Thanks very much for coming along. Thank you.
And save chat. All right, folks, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you. Well, we're having 2 sessions tomorrow if anyone wants to come and listen to more personal
Well,
development
it's
and business success books.
a different way of using AI prompt.
Yeah.
Yeah. All righty. Enjoy the rest of your day.
And
Bye.
we give you 10 minutes back. Woohoo! Bye.